Howdy y'all, Brett and Cindy TN Living with our weekly tomato picking. These are just a few that we're fixing to make us some tomato sauce out of.
Where'd that baby come from?
This little baby, he's a jet setter or a jet star. He's just a really little feller. He didn't like sticking on a light vine neither. Now this one turns just so pretty on the vine.
I think it's the hot weather. We've suddenly got really humid, really hot weather.
Yeah. But now I think this little baby is a Abe Lincoln.
That's Abe Lincoln.
I mean, it's
got a real rough top on it.
Got a rough top, but man, yeah, it looks like he didn't want to get there, hang around too much longer. I think this one right here must be an Abe Lincoln, huh? He's a pretty nice size one. And that's a nice size one. We have some pretty nice sized tomatoes here. We're going to grind them up, make some sauce out of them. We've already made juice out of some, salsa out of some, so now it's some time to make us some tomato sauce. That'll make good spaghetti or soup. Ooh. Now this one's a little cool. He's been in the refrigerator. These guys are sweating a little bit. It's getting warm in here.
We started collecting after last weekend. Last weekend we made a lot of salsa. The weekend before we made juice. So this weekend we decided we're going to make tomato sauce. We've got a lot of juice already put up from last year.
Yeah. So we're just going to have to see how much sauce this will make. We may have to show them the finished jars when we're done.
I'll probably turn the camera on and off while we make sauce, but I ain't going to include all the work involved. We'll show the good parts. We'll turn the camera back on here in a few minutes.
Took all those tomatoes you saw on the bar, and Brett has washed them, blanched them, peeled them,
cut them up,
and put them in the mess maker. Well, at least that's what we call it. I think its technical name
is a sauce maker.
Food strainer sauce maker.
It's a back to basic sauce maker.
Oh, back to basic sauce maker.
We use it's got 4 different cones that goes on it. We use the salsa one. That way we get a lot of the pulp out.
I call it mess maker because it makes a huge mess.
The neat thing about it is, if you never seen one run, we're done with it, but the pulp will come out most of the time on this side, the juice will run out this side, and anything that of the less desirables, you could say, don't want to come through the screen, comes out through this cup. But you got to have a bowl of the cup, you got to have a bowl here, and I like to run a strainer to keep the two separate. All them tomatoes made a really big pot of sauce.
Big pot.
That's raw now, it ain't cooked, but that's a 16-quart pot. It's 3 inches from the top.
Yeah.
Not only did it make that much sauce, I've got a pot over here on the stove that's got at least 5 quarts of juice in it. So I've been very busy this morning.
Very. I've been watching and supervising, making sure you had it all right. But no, it's a one-person job pretty much running this thing.
So the dozen jars I cleaned was a good start.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably need more of those.
I think I might have to wash a few more, but it's where we're at in the process. We're finna start cooking it on the stove, and I've got the juice on now. About a tablespoon of salt to a quart. I'm gonna let it cook about 30 minutes and skim off the stuff off the top, and when I think it's done enough, which I can't hardly tell you what that looks like, I just know because I've done it so many times.
Oh yeah.
About 30 minutes worth of cooking usually. The foam quits and the color changes and it's ready to be canned. All I can really tell you is there's no training to this for me. I've watched it, that's how I learned.
I basically wash the jars and give moral support, and because he's got his grandmother's recipe in his head and he knows on sight. I don't know.
She hardly ever used anything to measure with.
Yeah, very seldom.
She knew how much she was putting in it. She didn't need no measuring cup. But we'll turn the camera back on the next step. There's our big pot of sauce. There's our pot of juice. I think that pot is 6 quarts to the very top of it, so we're pushing 4.5, 5 quarts maybe. It'll cook down some. That's a 16 quart pot, and we've got a bit of 12 quarts in it now, but sauce should cook down quite a bit, so we're hoping we'll get close to our number of jars we have clean. Might have to wash a couple more, but I thought I'd come back and show you our pots. That's what all them tomatoes on the bar made this morning. Not counting all the stuff we had to throw out and cut off, and it's been a job. It's going to be good before too long.
It's all done. All the tomatoes that were on the bar are now in cans.
Other than that one.
Other than the one.
I'm saving it for seed. That's an heirloom.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice big tomato.
It survived the canning process. These 5 quarts here are tomato juice. Boiled them for what, about 15 minutes?
About 30.
About 30? About 30 minutes. Then poured them into the jars.
I put about a tablespoon of salt in. It's a little salty, but
A little salty. A little bit.
we usually mix it with other stuff, so
Yeah.
it helps it set, I'm sure.
And then heated the lids and put them on. And now they're sitting. Every once in a while you'll hear it go beep. It means it's set. It's sealed up. And this is tomato sauce. It cooks for what, a couple hours?
We cooked it for a couple hours.
Cooked
It's
it
thicker
down.
anyway. It ain't thick as what some sauces would be, but
It'll do for what we're using it for.
yeah, it's a general purpose thing here. We make soup, we make chili, spaghetti, you know.
Made 8 quarts and a pint. And you sealed them
Same way I put it
with
in
a
a jar
hot
with
lid.
put it in the jar hot with a hot lid.
Yeah. And it's still
Some of them starting to pop, I think.
starting to pop up. They're popping down and getting sealed. Sure is going to be good eating though. We get to making spaghetti and soups and chilies and all other kinds of stuff. Be very good. This is the final process on all those lovely tomatoes we had. And as many as we have in the garden, I think this isn't going to be our only round. It'll be just the beginning.
It's just round 3.
Oh, round 3.
We've made juice, we've made salsa, now we've made juice and sauce.
Sauce.
Next time I think we should make more salsa, but
I think we should make more salsa too.
I'll have to give our recipe for that sometime or another.
Maybe. That'd be a thing for another video.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. May God bless you.